today's lesson is coordinate geometry, and we'll discuss plotting points. The points, we call them coordinates if you want. Call them the coordinates. So this is what we are going to discuss as for today. It's our today's lesson. So how do we plot the points? We have two axes on a Cartesian graph. We have got the y-axis, which is this one. When you are drawing these graphs, make sure there is an arrow there indicating that numbers are going up, and you have to write y, and also there indicate this side, your right hand side, indicate x, this other side an arrow, and where the two axes intersect, that's where our 0 is. Right, now let me make divisions in this line. Say I have got these divisions. Okay, they must be equal to each other. If you have seen the graph paper, the divisions are the same. Let me also do it alongside the x-axis. These are the divisions I'm talking about. Divisions, this, like that. To your right side of your axis, these are positives. So from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are negatives. Don't forget to write the sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are also negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are positives. Now, one thing that you have to understand, this is simply the name that is given to this line. It is x-axis. And this is just simply a name that is given to this special line. It is a special line. It is y-axis. Now, a lot of people do mistake here. They think when writing now the equations of lines, these are y's. No, you will fail if you do that. These are not y's, but they are x's. The horizontal lines are your x's. I mean your y's. Why am I saying so? Let me start with this line. At this line that I've just drawn, this is x is equal to 1, because this line is only crossing the x-axis at 1. This line in its equation, it is only crossing the x-axis at 0. Your x is equal to 0 is known as your y-axis. So x is equal to 0. This is what we call y-axis. It is opposite when it comes to equations. Okay? Another line will pass through this point. Another line through that 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 point. Other lines to your left through that number. Another one through that number. Another one through that number. Another one through that number. And the last one through here. So I'm going to write the equations of each line. Your vertical lines are your x's. So this line is crossing x at 2. While this line is crossing x-axis is being crossed at 3. This line is crossing x-axis at 4. This line is crossing x-axis at 5. This line is crossing x-axis at 6. This line is crossing x-axis at -1. X-axis at -2. X-axis being closed at -3. X-axis being closed at -4. X-axis being closed at -5. These are the equations for these vertical lines. Let's come now to the horizontal lines which are parallel now to x-axis. I will have a line that will pass through there, another 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 line that will pass through there, and one more last line which will pass through here. Your x-axis, its equation, this is a straight line that is crossing y-axis. So it's crossing y-axis at 0. So you have to also take note that your y is equal to 0 is the guy we call x-axis. It is opposite. This line is a straight line that is crossing y-axis at 1. This one will cross y-axis at 2. It will cross y-axis at 3. It will cross y-axis at 4. These are their equations. This one will cross y-axis at -1. It will cross y-axis at -2. It will cross y-axis at -3. It will cross y-axis at -4. Y-axis will be crossed at -5. So your y goes like this. Okay? While your axis goes like this. So now, plotting the points. If I have point A, which is -3, -4. Every point, it is x, y. So here I have to ask myself the question. This is my x, while this is my y. So at this point A, x is equal to -3. Definitely it is this line. We have seen it. This is the line. X is equal to -3. It is even written there. Your y is equal to -4. Let's check. This is my x is equal to -3. Y is equal to -4. It is this line. So this line will meet x is equal to -3 at this point. And exactly this is our point what? A. So this is the point -3, -4. Maybe you are given another point to plot. Maybe point B, which is -2, maybe +3. Here, this is your x, and this is your y, because a point is always x, y. So here, x is equal to -2, it is this line. X is equal to -2. And your y is equal to -3, it is this line. It is meeting here. This is point B. Okay? If you want to prove that this line is your y is equal to -2, let's try to check. If I have these points, maybe let me call point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. Point 1 is at 1, we start with x, 1, -2. 1, -2. Point 2 is at 2, -2. 2, -2. Point 3 is at 3, -2. 3, -2. Point 4 is at 4, -2. 4, -2. Try to check what is happening. This is x, y. The point is always like this. To your y, it has maintained -2. And that's why this line is at y is equal to -2. So this line is y is equal to -2. You can also try for x's. You prove if x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. For your exercise, please answer this exercise. You are going to draw the same graph, but I want you to plot the following points. Following points. Number 1, you plot point P, or let me just say point P, which will be at -5, -2. Plot point Q, which will be at 2, 4. Plot point R, which will be at 4, -3. Plot point T, which will be at 4, 2. plot point U, which will be at 0,4, and plot point W, which will be at maybe let me say -5,0. Can you please do this exercise? This is Teacher Chimata Lukundo Musonda. Thank you for watching.